Alright guys, here we are through the magic of the internet and some clever editing and everything. You guys assuming that I've just gone from the other side of the lake all the way to here in one take. It hasn't happened. This is actually a couple of days on because somewhere on the microphone one of the connections came loose and I filmed all of this and it was just going so there was no audio. I wanted to take you guys up here, up Mount Ainslie in Canberra, on the bike. Well, sort of on the bike. I'll be on the bike, you'll be on the camera, on the computer. Just to sort of get an idea of what I'm talking about when I'm going on about this amazing torque curve and the characteristics that this bike has for its ability to just pull itself out of just about any situation. Whilst I'm here, I do want to talk about restrictions on this learner bike. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I'm not going to advocate that you do it. You do it at your own risk if you go ahead and do it. But what they've done is, on top of taking the 689 and sleeving down to 655 to bring it under that 150 kilowatt per ton ratio, they've also gone and put this little thing on here on the throttle body. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'll try and get the head in there a bit properly. This little stop here, all right? And what that does, this one here, is that actually stops the throttle bodies opening entirely. Now you get about quarter of a turn out of the throttles. I think it's about a quarter of a turn instead of about a full 2/3 or a full twist of the throttle, however far that is. So you don't really get much out of it. On top of that, there's also on the inside of the inlet manifold, I think you can sort of see these clamps here. On the inside of there's a rubber grommet that sits on the inside of the throttle body. Oh, sorry, on the inside of the inlet manifold that the throttle body sits down into. And in that there's actually a step down that goes from about 41mm to 30mm, which creates more of an airflow restriction for the bike as well. Now, what you end up with there is less air getting into the engine as quick as it can, and yada yada yada. Bike becomes, oh, this is going to be fun to try and catch. Bike becomes more sluggish. So there's people who are pulling those out. There's people who are doing the throttle body mod. Now, if you undo that plate or take that plate off or cut that plate down, what happens is you do get a full twist on the throttle, right? Obviously I don't have it done, but what happens is when you wind that throttle out, the ECU doesn't actually have a program or a tune or a fuel map, ignition map, whatever, for the throttle being at that point. And what happens is the mixture leans right out. It throws a code in the ECU, and you've got to take the bike back to Yamaha to get fixed. I don't know how much it's worth, but it's probably worth more trouble than it's worth trying to take the it's probably worth more than it is trying to take the bloody thing off and wasting your time doing so. What I'm going to say is, if you're going to do it and de-restrict the bike, I've heard that you can get great figures out of it, and I'm talking, people are out there are saying with a proper tune, the Power Commander 5 and stuff like that, you can actually get figures up to sort of what the bottom end of the MT-07 HO or the full 689 is. I don't know how true or accurate those figures are, but it's sort of promising for those of us who want to de-restrict the bikes. Now, as I said, I'm probably not going to. I'm just going to leave mine as is and then worry about selling it off later on when I go into a bigger bike. I do love her the way she is. She's fucking filthy, but yeah, that's it. Now, so we'll cruise to the top of this mountain so you guys get an idea. I'm just going to try and keep it in fourth the entire time, and just let it pull itself up. And when I get to the top, I'll show you guys around so you can get a bit of a view of Canberra and all that sort of stuff. But I'll just do a bit of a summary on the bike on the way back down. We'll just cruise it on down and probably finish up there. Anyway, so yeah, let's do it. All right, so here we go. Fourth gear. I'm just going to pull it up the hill, and we'll go from there. Just mosey on up. This is all sort of like almost one-handed work. So I've got a sitting square, as I said, I've got a sitting square in that power band between 4,000 and 7,000 RPM. So it does, sorry, the torque band, and it'll just work its way up the hill here without too much of an issue at all. So let's do that. And we'll talk some more at the top, guys. You can actually feel it when it gets sort of the top of that torque band. It just sort of floats off it a little bit, but when it's on it, fuck, it's great. going to go nice and slow around this last corner because I've got the sun in my face, and usually there's cars, if they're coming down, they're going to be on my side of the road. This is why I don't usually do this in the middle of the day. I try to do it at night. Of course, that way I'm dodging kangaroos instead of people. But that's a whole other different thing. There we go. We are at the top, Mount Ainslie, 846 metres of elevation. There you go. I think that's above sea level too. I'll put that in feet if you want, so you guys have an idea of it. Oh, I wonder if this is the... Oh no, these guys are from Braidwood. These are not the same kids. It's totally okay. Oh, come on, mate. Check it out. Good view. I think I can actually get down there on the bike for a minute. Let's go have a look. Super Motard MT-07 time. Sick view. So that's Canberra. Parliament House, War Memorial, Black Mountain Tower, sweet road up to the top of that. Everything else you can sort of see. Maybe I'll try to like point arrows and shit all over the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about if I go do it, but can't be bothered. So let's mosey on back down the hill. Not down that way though. Do a fucking wheelie, cunt. Magpie there just chilling out. Oh, I've just missed the fucking special part of the gutter too. Damn! I think I can get off here though. That's what she said. So a bit of a summary on this, guys. Like, I didn't really want this to be too much of a comparison between this and any other bike out there, but I'm kind of going to do that anyway. Personal opinion, out of this bike and all of the others that I've read, this is, in my mind, the perfect mountain carving commuter bike. It is loud and obnoxious when you've got that pipe on it. It's very, very nimble and really, 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 really forgiving to ride. It actually, it's not so sharp that if you fuck something and touch something or push something in the wrong way in a corner, it's going to throw you off. So it's a very, very forgiving bike for anyone out there as a learner, or even anybody out there who hasn't ridden in years and wants the bike to get themselves to and from work. I'd say this is probably going to be the cream of the crop. When you compare this to the Street Triple, I was actually talking with a friend of mine about this the other day. The Street Triple, the Trail Street Triple, is a fucking fantastic bike. It's got better brakes, and it's an altogether. Fuck, if I could talk. What am I trying to say? That bike has been put together completely to be the best bike it can be. All around, you could probably say it is a better bike. Okay, it's an elegant bike. Yeah, that's what it is. So let's put it in terms like this. If you are a pretty girl from a rich family, the Triumph Street Triple is the classy, classical boyfriend that your parents want you to bring home, right? That's exactly what the Triumph Street Triple is. The Yamaha MT-07 is that rough around the edges badass that both you love and your father hates and your mum secretly loves deep down because it knows that she still gets wet from him as well. That's what the MT-07 is. The MT-07 is the badass boyfriend that gets your mum wet. Anyways, guys, that's been the review and the reveal on the bike. I hope you really enjoy it. Please, comments, subscription, any questions, queries on the bike or the review, anything you want to say, chuck it down below. I'll be glad to try and answer some of your questions. But seriously, that's pretty much going to be it. Don't forget, I've actually got a Facebook page up and running now. It is facebook.com/Flanky'sMachine. Oh, my balls. And I'll put the link in the description and shit as well for that one. Until then, guys, my name is Flanky. This is The Machine. Peace out.